Shalom, 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 shalom. Giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. By Shema Mashiach Komalaki Awashai. This is Brother Zamran, Watchman for Israel, Seattle, coming live right now with another cold cut to wake up our people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You guys are God's chosen people, the Israelites the Bible speaks of. I want to say shalom to you guys. I also want to say shalom to all the mighty men who are on the highways and hedges, who are reverencing the Most High by presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice, man, in season and out of season, in the rain, in the tumult, no matter what the weather is, doing the works of the Most High, doing the works of our mighty forefathers, man, to wake up the lost sheep. I want to say shalom to y'all. I also want to say shalom to the mighty women in this truth, the Akwath in this truth, who are reverencing their households, right? Reverencing their husbands, being submissive, operating in the spirit of our mighty foremothers in these last days. I want to say shalom to y'all, and also shalom to the men and also the women, right, who may just learn that they're in this, that they're an Israelite, right, and they're reading and they're studying and doing everything they got to do, right, to get to a certain point to where they can also be a living sacrifice. I want to say shalom to y'all. As you see the title, right, we're dealing with current events, man, right? University of Virginia shooting, right? The NBA being rigged. Hey, this is the end, because we are definitely living in the end times. I want to say shalom to those who may be in the chat. Salome Williams, right? Obadiah, Zephaniah Yasharallah, Vernon Brody, Nahum Yasharallah, Senator Yah, shalom, shalom, and shalom to everybody else who's going to be chiming in as well, right? UVA shooting, rigged NBA, this is the end, because we living in the end times, right? Now I want to kick it off with this precept, and we're going to get into these current events that's actually going on right now, right? Let's get into this precept. Let me share my screen. Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 49, right? Bear with me. Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 49, right? And I want actually 39, Salakia. Let's go to Sirach, chapter 39, and I'm going to start at verse 1, right? Bear with me. And it says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. So we give our mind to the law. We don't give our mind, right, to the ways of Babylon the Great. We don't give our mind to the folly and everything that's going on, right, dealing with the television screens, dealing with the radios. We got to give our mind to this law, to the law, statutes, and commandments, which means that we have to make sure that our mind is always tapped into the law, statutes, and commandments, right? Because when we do that, then we're going to stay occupied in prophecy, right? Because we're going to be meditating on these prophecies. In order to know the times that we're living in, you have to make sure that not only that your mind is given to the law, but that you are staying occupied in the prophecies. Reading books like 2nd Esdras chapter 9, right? Reading the books of Ezekiel 28, reading the books of Revelation, man, right? Reading, the books of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16 and things of that nature, man. Reading Matthew 24, reading Mark 13, right? We got to stay occupied in the prophecies, man. Because a lot of our people, they're not occupied in the prophecies. They're too caught up in watching the NBA. They're too caught up in watching NFL. They're too caught up in watching the BET Hip Hop Awards. They're too caught up in watching damn MTV or whatever it is that Esau has out to distract us as the nation of people from what's going on, right? So we stay occupied in the prophecies, thus saith the Lord. Verse 2, he will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. So in order to understand the parables that's spoken, these scriptures that are spoken in dark sayings, right? Metaphors, similitudes, we have to be occupied in the prophecies, because we're going to keep the same sayings of the renowned men, right? Where the subtle parables are, because our mighty forefathers were renowned in the Most High. They were the ones like Daniel, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, right? The mighty prophets, right? the disciples, Yahweh Shai, who spoke of parables to warn us of the times that we're living in, because all hell is breaking loose everywhere you look. And these are things that we have to realize, man, thus saith the Lord, right? So we're going to continue to give our mind into prophecies, man, because prophecies is unfolding left and right, right? Let's go to the book of 2 Timothy real quick, man, right? Let's go to the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3, the classic. All right, bear with me. All right, let's go to the book of 2 Timothy, right? Chapter 3, and let's start at verse 1. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. And we are living in perilous times right now. These are the last days. What do we know? How do we know what perilous times is? The scriptures gives us the example, right? Verse 2, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, right? Hey, when we're living in these perilous times, we're going to deal with fierce moments, fierce days. What else does it say? Despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away, because the Most High God created us as Israelites to be gods. Hey, Yahweh Shai said that we are gods. And the word God just means Allahayim, which means power. And to be able to tap into your power, you have to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Be meditating on the prophecies, having your mind occupied on our mighty forefathers who've warned us of the times that we're living in right now. But our people, they deny their power, which is why that we have been shut down as a nation of people, left and right, which is why you have to have the men of the Lord who have to come out on the highways and hedges and labor week in and week out to wake up the hopeful elect. We're never going to stop doing this work, man. This work is never going to stop because the Most High has called us to do this work, to build back up our nation, because that's what it's about. And in order for us to receive the kingdom as Israelites, man, in order for the 144,000 chosen elect, 1/3 of the remaining men, women, and children of Israel to be sealed so that we receive that kingdom, us as men of the Lord, we have to do the work. Our people, they have to return back to their heritage and their nationality. Our people have to keep their minds occupied in prophecy, right? And we have to stop being blinded by the distractions of Babylon the Great, which is why Christ told us in Revelation 18:4 to come out of her, come out of Babylon, right? These are things that we have to realize, man. Thus said the Lord, because we're living in terrible times right now. And how do we know that? Because Christ warned us of these things. All right, let's get the book of Matthew, right? Let's get the book of Matthew chapter 24, right? Let's go to verse 37. Let's get Matthew chapter 24, right? And let's start at verse 37, right? Lord willing, brothers can see that and sisters can see this. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So we're out here prophesying, we're out here teaching our people that Yahweh Shai is on his way back, that we have to repent. Why do we know this? How do we know this? Because Christ said that as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. But what was going on in the days of Noah that we are seeing right now to let us know that we are living in the end times, to let us know that Christ is on his way back, right? Let's get the book of Genesis, the classic, man, chapter 6. Let's go to Genesis chapter 6, right? And let's pick up from verse 5. Let's find out what was going on during the days of Noah, right? And as it says, And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the heart, of the thoughts of his heart was only what? Evil continually. This is how we know that we were living in the days of Noah, right? Just like the days of Noah were, we're living it right now. Because the Lord said that nothing is new under the sun, right? And every man's heart, look, man, is evil, man, right? They sit there and they want to make homosexuality legal, right? They sit there and they administer all these weapons in our communities, give access to literally warlike type weapons to a lot of just wicked Jakes and Eves in our streets. Then they turn around, they watch us kill each other, and then they turn around and say that we need to enforce stricter gun laws, man. Right? Just so that they can set up Jacob's trouble. We have to be able to read these things spiritually. They push drugs into our community, have our people all bugged out, groping in the noonday, like a lot of our drugged out people grope at night, right? Fitting the curses, right? Every single thought of man is evil, right? Which is why us as men of the Lord, women of the Lord in this thing, we have to repent every single day, right? Because what we want to do, we want to have that grace that Noah had, right? This is verse 8. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. And with everything that's going on right now, this is something that we should be praying for, is grace. Because the moment that we think things are calming down, things pick back up. Hey, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is not slacking. Yahweh is not slacking on his promise, right? We are seeing the end times come about, man. Right? These are things we have to realize. And this stuff was manifested from the beginning, right? Nothing is new under the sun. These are things that we have to realize, man. Thus said the Lord, right? Let's get Ecclesiastes chapter 1, right, to pull that out, right? Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 1. I think I'm on verse 8. Matter of fact, I'm starting at verse 4, right? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 4. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. And when you're dealing with generation, right, roughly on that time period, a generation is around maybe 300 years, close to 300 years, right? Which is why that we know a lot of us, man, dealing with our spirits and how we resonate with the scriptures, with the curses in our spirit, we know that we are descendants of our forefathers and foremothers who were put into slavery on ships, right? Verse 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. There is no new thing under the sun. So when we are seeing that we are living in the times of Noah, right, that's not a new thing. Nothing is new under the sun. These are things that we have to realize as men of the Lord, right? And you're not going to realize that if you are not keeping your mind occupied on prophecy, if you are not meditating on the scriptures, man. You're too busy meditating on things that are vanity. You're going to end up getting caught up. These are things that we have to realize, man. Thus said the Lord, right? Salaki, I think I want Ecclesiastes chapter 4, right? Bear with me. All right, let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 4, right? Let's see what I want. Bear with me. We have to realize that nothing is new under the sun, right? This is what I want. Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 16. There is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and vexation of spirit. So the same wicked spirits that were living in the past are living right now, which is why that we know that nothing is new under the sun. Because we're just living in fleshly bodies. But the spirits, the Most High regenerates, right? To make sure that his plan that he has planned out as far as how his movie is going to play out is going to continue to play out. This is why Christ said that as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. And we have to realize these things. So what's the new news that's going on? Let's pull it up, man. Right? Let's pull it up. Right? Let's look at this new news that's going on. For those of you who didn't know, right, you're seeing it. You had a shooting that took place Sunday night at the University of Virginia, right? To the point that you would think on a college campus that's ran by Esau that you would be safe. But we're living in the days as it was with Noah, where the heart of every single man is wicked, right? And evil. You had 3 Jakes that were literally gunned down and killed that were part of the football team, and the shooter was a Jake, man. If we're not living the curses, if we're not the people that's living these curses, I don't know what else to say, right? This is one of the victims, man. Unfortunately, man, right? And he was a decent receiver. Lavelle Davis Jr. was literally going to be, what does it say, was a possible NFL draft pick, right? And here's the picture of the shooter, right? Who was a former University of Virginia football player, right? This brother wasn't even on the football team. And what does it say? 3 football players killed, 2 students wounded. And this is the suspect. This is recently. And we're not surprised when we see things like this as men of the Lord, because we were warned of these things and we stay occupied in the prophecies. This is part of the perilous times that we're living in, that we're encountering. We've already been seeing this for quite some time. Israelite on Israelite crime, so-called black on black crime, because this is exactly what it is, man. Right? So-called black on black crime. And it's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate because our people don't understand who we are. See, if our people understand if they understood who we were, right, you wouldn't have these type of events happen. These type of situations happen. Right? Let's see. University of Virginia shooting. Ex-football player suspect in with what? 3 counts of second-degree murder. He's going to be looking serious time for this, right? Serious time. Well, we've seen this type of stuff happen with our own people getting shot down from the hands of Esau and doesn't even get this type of a charge, man. These are things that we have to realize why we are a cursed people. Only way that we can break these curses and speed props. Let's see. It looks like they're gonna play a video, right? Salakia, y'all. Salakia. Bear with me. Bear with me. Let's see if it plays this, right? Let's see if it plays this. Bear with me. If it doesn't play here, I'll play it off off my phone. Let's.
At Amazon, you're investing, helping them to advance into higher-paying jobs within Amazon.
My salary has increased probably around 3 to 4 times.
Higher-paying jobs in fields like software engineering and robotics.
My salary from day one has increased probably around 3 to 4 times.
At Amazon, today is just the start, and tomorrow is what you make of it.
Break.
The police
Salaki.
encountered several victims of gunshot wounds. The shootings occurred on a bus full of students returning from a field trip. 3 of the victims did not survive.
Wow.
We begin with the shocking shooting on the University of Virginia campus.
Okay, we're gonna close this off.
On a bus full of students.
It's all over the place.
From a field trip. 3 of the victims did not survive.
We begin with the shocking shooting on the University of Virginia campus.
Salaki, y'all. Let's play it again. Let's play it again.
The football team dead. Lon John Roberts in Washington. Sad way to start off the week, Sandra.
Indeed, John. And we are monitoring every aspect of this story for you at this hour. I'm Sandra Smith in New York. This is America Reports. The suspect
is kind of slow.
And former that was injured.
Or police.
We saw, man. But severely wormed. University of Virginia is in custody. Conference Monday. University of Virginia Police Chief Timothy J. Longo thanked a captain for notifying him that Jones had been taken into custody somewhere off campus. So they actually got the guy, right? As we're looking at him right here. Actually, this is one of the victims, Slakia, right? University of Virginia manhunt, who was the ex-football player shooting suspect, Christopher Darnell Jones Jr. They are a University of Virginia linebacker, Deshaun Perry, wide receivers, Lavelle Davis Jr. and Devin Chandler, right? These are 3 Israelites, man, who were shot down on the campus, right? Here you have Deshaun Perry, right? And condolences go out to his family, right? Condolences go out to his family. This is a tough time that they're going to have to deal with. A tough time that a lot of our Israelite mothers and Israelite fathers have had to deal with losing their children to gun violence from the hands of our own people. Right? It says an arrest warrant has been secured for Jones for 3 counts of second-degree murder and 3 counts of using a handgun in commission of a felony. The charges might be amended in the future, Longo said. Right? And here you got the White House, man, who released a statement. The White House is covering this, right? But this may not be making national news right now. Why? Because it's dealing with 3 Jakes, 5 Jakes, right? Because Esau wants us to do these type of things. Esau gets a thrill, right? Which is the so-called white man. He gets a thrill off seeing our people literally shoot each other down, man. And it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. We have to do better as Israelites, especially us knowing who we are, to wake up our people, to heal our people, because our people need healing, man. Right? Here's another one. This is the receiver, man. Lavelle Davis Jr., who had aspirations to be a draft pick. He was going to be probably a first-round draft pick, man, as a receiver. I've actually seen the brother play before, right? And it's very unfortunate, which is why that we have to understand that, look, man, that we are cursed as a people, right? What is this? What did the president say? The president in first morning with the University of Virginia community after yet another deadly shooting in America has taken the lives of 3 young people, right? And we can't believe everything that we read, right? Because if the president and the first lady were really concerned about these type of matters that actually happen every single day in our communities, in the hoods, right, in the ghettos, they would actually do something about it, man, right? When they're the ones that have administered these weapons, right, of warfare into our communities, kept us at the bottom low toll, man, having us subjected to living in project houses, administering drugs into our communities, making it extremely hard for a so-called black man, Hispanic and Native American man, to have the same opportunities that the rest of these wicked nations have, right? So we have to understand that this stuff is actually planned out. And us as men of the Lord, man, are our own people, you know what I'm saying, really dealing with our own people, we don't even realize because we have literally rejected our heritage and our nationality to the point that we hate each other. This is part of the curses. It says, our deepest condolences are with the countless families, friends, and neighbors grieving for those killed as well as those injured in this senseless shooting, right? Because for us as a nation of people, of Israelites, it is a senseless shooting. But it's not senseless to the so-called white man. It's not senseless to our enemies, man, right? At the end of the day, they're rejoicing over this because yet here is another Israelite that's cut off in the land of the living. Because we are as the sand of the sea, right? These are things that we have to realize. It says too many families across America are bearing the awful burden of what? Gun violence. The White House added earlier this year, President Biden signed the most significant gun safety law in nearly 3 decades, in addition to taking other historic actions. But we must do more. We need to enact an assault weapons ban to get weapons of war off America's streets. How hypocritical is that? When they're the ones who've shipped these weapons of war and thrown them in our streets. Here's Devin Chandler, man, right? Unfortunately, condolences go out to his family. Another Israelite, right? Young, hasn't even had the time to live his life. Right? These are the curses that are placed upon our people. You don't see, you know what I'm saying, the tribe of Amalek or the Amalekites getting shot down like that from their own people. You don't see the Chinese man going through that, the Japanese man, right? You see this with the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The shooting unfolded about 10:30 p.m. at an on-campus parking garage, right? So this happened on campus. Right, which is why we have to understand that there is no safety for us, man, as Israelites, man. Right? Gunfire, right, erupted on a chapter bus while students were returning from a class field trip to see a play. You see that? So there's nothing that we can do about this, man. Right? These type of things happen. Right? Our time here living on this wicked earth is up to the Most High. We have to realize that, y'all. Right, let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. Right, I'm going to get verse 66. Right, because this is part of the curses that the Most High placed on our people. Why? Because we reject our heritage and our nationality and our laws. Right, and we want to sit there and follow our oppressors, man. To the point that it's happened generation after generation, to where our people suffer Stockholm syndrome. And they're walking around thinking that they're African Americans. They're walking around thinking that, you know, I got to live like that nigga, man, right? From the music that they hear and shoot down our own people. This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. See, we don't have insurance as of our lives. The moment that we step out, we're in danger. Even when we're in our own households, we're in danger. I lived in neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying, where I've had my door kicked in, right? And things stolen, right? At gunpoint. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you Israelites have dealt with that same thing when we was in the world, man. Right? I've had guns, you know what I'm saying, pulled out on me. Hell, even by my own people dealing in the world, man. Right? Because our life shall hang in doubt before thee, and we shall fear day and night. So it doesn't even matter, right? This is why we can't look to Esau as the standard of achievement. We have to look to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai as the standard of achievement, because what we are trying to achieve is the kingdom. This is not our resting place, right? And the Lord told us that in Micah chapter 2. Let's bring that up. That this is not our resting place, right? Let's get the book of Micah chapter 2. These are things that we have to realize. We do not live in our resting place. So yes, you know, a lot of our, because we don't have anything, a lot of our mothers, right, fathers, you know, they celebrate a child when they get a full ride scholarship or a scholarship to go to college, to Esau's, you know, education. They feel that that is, you know, an accomplishment, that they've made it in life. But here we see here the Most High is reminding us that this is not our resting place. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 10, right? Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. So at the end of the day, man, America is not our resting place. Going to a university that's ran by Esau on a scholarship is not even our resting place, because we're seeing with the examples, right, that our people are getting shot down on campus. Curses are happening in front of us every single day, man. And it happened from the hands of our own people. You see that? And who knows what this brother was going through or what happened that caused this brother to shoot down, to attempt to shoot down and kill 5 of his people, man, and successfully kill 3 and injure 2, right? This is why that our job is never done, Israel. This is why that we have to continue to build back up our nation. This is why the Most High is looking for those who's going to stand up against the workers of iniquity in these last days, because that's what we need. We need brothers to stick up against the workers of iniquity, because these curses are serious, man, right? These curses are serious. This is not our resting place, right? Let's go back to Deuteronomy, right? Let's go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28, right? Let's go to verse 45, right? Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, right? I'm going to jump down to verse 45, right? Bear with me, right? Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. So the Lord said that no matter where we go, we can go to a university, we can go move to, you know what I'm saying, to the white picket fence type neighborhoods. These curses are going to pursue us, right? The curses are not pursuing these other nations, right? If something goes down in China, they can just up and leave and go to America, and guess what? They're not cursed. If something goes down, right, in damn India, they can hop up and leave and come over here and open up a 7-Eleven, man, and not be cursed, right? If something happens with the so-called white man, right, he's going to sit there, you know what I'm saying, and have the financial ability to get himself out of that situation because he's not cursed. But the Lord said that these curses are going to come upon us and shall pursue us. And it's going to overtake us till we are destroyed, because we have not listened to the voice of the Lord thy God to keep the commandments. It all goes back to the commandments when you're dealing with the times that we're living in. You want to have the stability of these times, you have to keep the commandments. We're commanded to stay occupied in his prophecies. We're commanded to read these scriptures and to teach our people the scriptures. We're commanded to operate in that image that the Most High created us to be in, man. Verse 46, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So these signs are going to be upon. Look, when we're seeing our people getting gunned down, right? When they're just innocently trying to play football, trying to make something of themselves, these are signs. These are signs that the Most High has given us, right? These are things that we have to realize, man. Right? And it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. It's unfortunate because our people want to be lost. Our people are, they believe in Babylon the Great, right? Salaki. They believe in Babylon the Great, that Babylon the Great is going to help them, right? When we see a loss of this brother right here, man, that's unfortunate, right? From the hands of our own people, man. And you would never know that this looks like an innocent Jake, man. A very smart Jake. And he used to be on the football team, right? Which means that he was well learned in Esau's educational system. You see that? This is madness, man. These are the perilous times that we're living in, y'all. These are things that we have to realize, man. And these curses are going to pursue us forever. So we really got to get it together, Israel. Us as men of the Lord, we got to go harder in this thing. We can't allow our candlestick to be blown out because we have a nation that's depending on us, especially during these end times, to warn our people of the times that we're living in. Right? Let's get the book of Romans. Right? Let's get the book of Romans, chapter 12. Right? I want to get that real quick. And I want to say verse 17 is what I'm looking for. Y'all bear with me. All right, let's get the book of Romans, chapter 12. Right? Let's go to verse 17. Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. See, the Lord told us that if it's possible, because he didn't say that, if it is, he didn't say that it is possible that you can live peacefully with all men. He said, if it be possible. Because you have our own people that are recompensing evil for evil. Now, I don't know the story behind this brother shooting these three brothers and killing them, but I'm led to believe that there was some type of beef that was going on between these five brothers, man. Right? And here, the Most High allowed that spirit on the left-hand side to hop on that brother to shoot down these three brothers, man. Because what we have to understand that the Most High is the creator of good and evil, right? Which what we see in Isaiah 45:7, right? The Lord kills and he also heals. So if it be possible, as much lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. And the only way that you can try that as at the best of your ability is to keep the commandments, is to know who you are. Because when you see your brother, you're not going to hate your brother. You're not going to be envious of your brother, man. That's the problem with a lot of our people. We're envious of each other, man. Right? We have an evil eye towards one another. Right? Let's get the book of Deuteronomy, the classic, man. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 again. We have an evil eye towards one another. Let's go to verse 54. All right, we're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. All right, let me pull this up. Verse 54. And it says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother and toward the wife of his bosom and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. So this is one of the curses that has been pursuing us from generation after generation, that our eye has been evil towards our own brother. And this is an example of our people, right, having an evil eye towards their brother, right? This shooting here, man. You see that? That's madness, man. These are the things that we have to realize, man. We gotta break these generational by returning to our nationality in hopes to be delivered up out of this captivity, right? 3 students killed were on the football team. That is an eye evil towards his own brother, man, right? And now you have parents who are going to have to bury their sons. And a parent shouldn't have to bury their own children, man, unless they went out for the Lord, man, right? Like that mother dealing in 2nd Maccabees, man, right? This is madness, man, right? And this is breaking news. This is the type of stuff that we have to warn our people about, right? Look at that. University of Virginia shooting kills 3, injures 2. You see that? Right? Let me search something real quick, man, because these school shootings have been going on for quite some time, right? Let's see how many school shootings that we've had, right, over the past few years, right? Let's go by the year, right? Let's just go by the year, right? Let's go 2000 and present, because we have to understand that the Lord's timing is different than our timing, which means that the end times have been happening for quite some time now, but it's speeding up. It's speeding up. The end times have been happening for quite some time, but we're now living in these last days to where it is speeding up, and we're seeing that. All right, let's see what it gives us. All right, let's see what it gives us. Bear with me. So you had one in Flint, Michigan. Actually, yeah, one in Flint, Michigan, 1 death. All right, this is just in 2000, y'all. You see this? This, look, I might be going too fast. Let me slow this down. All right, let's go back up. Right, this is since 2000. Right, 2 in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Right, I used to live near Fayetteville, Arkansas. That's August 28th. Right, September 26th. Right, December 1st. Right, and the numbers that it represent are the deaths. Santee, California, 2001, 2 deaths. Williamsport, Pennsylvania, right? El Cajon, California, 6 injured. Gary, Indiana, where Michael Jackson's from, 1. This is in 2001. We haven't even gotten nowhere near to where we're at right now. Every single year you're seeing there is a school shooting. You see that? Let's jump up. All right, let's jump this thing up real quick, man. All right, let's jump this thing up, man. This list is so long. The list is long. Where do we stop? This is how you know that these curses have pursued us, y'all. You see that? This is called curses pursuing you. Right? You got a lot of our wicked Jakes and Eves and who want to hold hand in hand with our enemies and talk about, oh, it's going to be, a happy new year on damn wicked December 31st. Thinking that they're going to go into the new year and they got these new year resolutions. I'm going to have a better year. And then every year, you know what I'm saying, it's more school shootings. All right, we got to return to our heritage and our nationality and who we truly are. Look, I'm still in 2019, y'all. I'm nowhere near to 2022. Right? These are things we got to realize, man. Right? 2020. Right? Every month of every year since the year 2000 has been a shooting from what we're seeing. Now we're in 2022. Let's back this up a little bit. Right? That's what I want to touch on. Right? So you had a school shooting, right? December 8th, 2021 in Kansas City, Missouri. Then they celebrated Wicked New Year's Eve, right? And then January 4th, 2022, school shooting in Illinois. January 9th, we couldn't even get out of January, another school shooting, right? 11th, school shooting. January 19th, right? Look, you had 2 school shootings the same day in Sanford, Florida, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, right? The 21st, 29th, right? Let's count this together, man. Let's go back up. Let's count this together, right? This is madness, man. We got 1, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Oakland, California, where I'm from. Right? 29, 30, 31, 32. Wow, another one in Oakland, California. 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Baltimore, man. 38, 39. Even Seattle, right? 40, where I'm at right now. 41, 42, 42 school shootings we've had. Y'all see that? 42 school shootings that we have had just this year alone in 2022. So we have to realize, man, that our eye is evil towards our brother. Even the women, their eye is evil towards, you know what I'm saying, their own women, man. Right? Their own sisters, man. Even towards the husband of her bosom. These are the curses that we are living out. This is how we know that we are the Israelites the Bible speaks of. Right? And a lot of these school shootings are probably done majority by Esau. But here we're dealing with the school shooting that just happened on Sunday from the hands of our own people, man. Right? That spirit of Esau is now jumping on our own people because prophecy is speeding up. So we have to make sure that we are checking our spirits, that we are checking our spirits in these last days, right? Right. Let's go to Psalms 44. Right. Let's go to Psalms 44, the classic, verse 14. This is Psalms chapter 44, verse 14. Thou makest us a byword among the heathen, a shaking of the head among the people. Right? We become an SMH, a text message, like what you would put in a text message when you trying to send it to somebody who's getting on your nerves, or somebody that's just, just being just all out, just ridiculous. And you kind of just shake your head. Right? We become a shaking of the head amongst these other nations. We've become a byword, right? But now we become a shaking of the head amongst these other nations, right? So when we see news like this, man, when we see brothers like this get cut off in the land of the living, right? These other nations just shaking their head. Even us as Israelites, we shake our head. Because this, you know what I'm saying, we got to understand that, you know what I'm saying, we're literally killing our own people. And this has to stop, right? Look at this Esau, right? He just shook his head so much, right? He literally now ain't got no hair, man, right? He kind of got that damn, you know what I'm saying, military cut, man, right? That bowl, you know what I'm saying, damn flat top cut, man, because he's been shaking his head at us, man, right? Right. Then you got all these Edomites that want to speak on our behalf when really they're actually celebrating. This is a facade, right? Looks like you got wicked Joe Biden right here in the back, right? They're not really concerned about our people getting cut down in the land of the living from gun violence, from the hands of our own people, because this is actually what they want to happen, right? This is what they want to happen. They want a brother like this to kill our own people. We become a shaking of the head amongst the people. Right? And then they come up with these damn new laws talking about we're gonna cut gun control, when they're the ones that are actually putting these weapons of warfare in our communities. You see, you have to understand that the Most High has a sword on the left-hand side and a sword on the right-hand side. And this is an example of that sword on the left-hand side that's dealing with wickedness, political power. Let's bring this out. Psalm 17 and 13. This is Psalm chapter 17, verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is what? Which is thy sword, right? And we know that that wicked is dealing with Esau, right? And we're asking to be delivered from gun violence from the hands of our own people when Esau's the one that's administering these guns into our communities, man, right? We don't live in the days no more, man, right? When you could just run that friendly fade, you know what I'm saying? Shake hands and then go back home and live another day, right? We don't live the days of Friday where Pops is talking about all you need is these and you can live another day, son. No, you even see what Craig did. Hey, Craig pulled out that 9 on Debo, who was whooping his butt, man, right? And what Debo say, man, go ahead and pull that trigger or get knocked out like your father used to, right? We're asking the Lord to disappoint him, cast him down. That's why us as men of the Lord, we come out here on the highways and hedges and we literally prophesy against this wicked nation, man, this wicked kingdom, Salakia, this wicked kingdom, Babylon the Great, America, because our soul needs to be delivered from the wicked. We need to be delivered from the sword on the left-hand side dealing with Esau, because Esau, all he wants to do is have us go at one another, and then he's going to laugh at the end of this thing, because this is really what he wants, because he's nothing but a deceiver, y'all, right? These are things we got to realize, right? Let's get the book of Psalms 55. He's nothing but a deceiver. We can't trust the things of Esau, right? This is Psalms chapter 55, right? Let's go to verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, right? And when we see this, right, we see Esau, Salakia, this ad, man, right, acting like he's really, right. We see this right here, right? He's probably up there giving smooth words at this event, at this press conference, right? Dealing with, after following the death of these 3 Jakes, man, right? Trying to give smooth words. Yeah, we're going to fight against gun violence, right? We're going to make sure that we get these weapons up out of the communities. But really, behind his back is a sword. He doesn't mean what he says. He's nothing but a liar, man. Right? He's been lying since he came out of the womb. Right? And our people trust that. And because of our people trusting that, instead of trusting in the Most High, right, Salakia, instead of trusting in the Most High, these things are going to continue to happen. These curses are going to continue. These are things that we got, man. Look at Psalm chapter 58. Right? He's nothing but a liar. He's lied since the moment he came out the womb, y'all. Right? Let's get the book of Psalms chapter 58. I want verse 3. This is Psalm chapter 58, verse 3. Ye work wickedness, yea, weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. Because that's all they do, is they administer violence in this earth, man. They administer wickedness. They're the chief border of wickedness, according to Malachi 1 and 3 on down. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And that's all they do, is speak lies. We're going to make sure that we get these weapons of mass destruction, of warfare, out of these local neighborhoods. They're not going to do that, man. Right? They're not going to do that at all. If anything, they're going to lock up our people for this stuff, take their weapons, and they're going to resell it back into the communities. Because that's all Esau does, is speak lies. So we can't trust our oppressors. We have to trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And to understand the times that we're living in, We have to be occupied in prophecy, because these curses are going to pursue us forever, to the point that we have to have the spirit to be able to forgive our brothers, man. Right? You've had brothers that may have done you wrong. You've had sisters that may have done you wrong. Right? And here in this situation, right? Here in this situation, dealing with the school shooting of University of Virginia, you had this brother Christopher who did his brethren wrong, man, by cutting them off in the land of the living, man, by allowing that spirit on the left-hand side to take over. Right? But we still have to be able to forgive one another, man. Right? And operate with that spirit of Christ. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 44. Right? But I say unto you, love your enemies. And how do we love our enemies? Because here in this context, it's speaking of enemies of Israel. Right? And clearly this brother was an enemy to his own people as being an Israelite. But Christ says that love your enemies. We know that love is keeping the commandments. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. Right? And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. So not only do we got to pray for this brother, right, who shot down our brothers, but we also have to pray for our people, right, that have this type of mindset that they may want to go out and shoot their own brothers. We got to pray for our own brothers that want to despitefully use our people and persecute our people, because we're living in perilous times right now, where brothers are lovers themselves, fierce, right? Because we have to love our enemies. Let's get that classic real quick, just in case those people who don't know. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to first. Let's go to 2 John. Let's go to 2 John. Let's go to 2 John. I want to say it's verse 3. What is love? We know the classics, but let's get something else. All right. Salakia. 2 John. Let's go to, actually, I want 3 John. All right. Let's go to 3 John. Let's go to the book of 3 John, chapter 1. All right. Matter of fact, it's 1 John. Salakia, y'all. That's what I want. I want 1 John. Let's go to 1 John, chapter 1. I believe that's where it's at. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Look at my main Bible, man. Right? Salakia. Salakia. Matter of fact, it was 2 John. Let's go to 2 John. Chapter 1, verse 6. Salakia, y'all. Salakia. Let's get this. Let's go to the book of 2 John. Chapter 1. Let's go to verse 6. Right? And it says, bear with me. It's Psalm 5. And now I beseech thee, lady, not as though I wrote a new commandment unto thee, but that which we had from the beginning, that we what? That we love one another. Right? We got to beseech each other in these last days and start loving one another, man. Because we're living in perilous times. We have nobody to look after but our own selves, man. Right? Yes, we have the Most High to cover us with his angels on that right-hand side, but we have to start loving one another. And how do we love one another? And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is the commandment, that as ye have heard from what? The beginning, ye should walk in it. See, when we don't listen to what was told to us in the beginning, then when we're getting towards the end, you have all hell breaking loose. This is why judgment is happening at the house of God first. These are things that we have to realize, man. Thus saith the Lord, right? So this is how we truly love one another, right? Is by keeping the commandments, right? Let's go back to Matthew chapter 5 real quick, right? And then we're in touch with this Kyrie situation. This is another new situation. All right, let's go to Matthew chapter 5. I believe I spelled that wrong. Salakia. Let's go to Matthew chapter 5. All right. This is Matthew chapter 5. Hold on, Salakia, y'all. Bear with me. It's madness. Let's go to Matthew chapter 4. Now that we understand what love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. Because here you have this brother who despitefully used his own brother and persecuted him. Several of his brothers. But if us as Israelites, if we're teaching our people how to love each other, how to love our enemies, how to keep the commandments around those who even despitefully hate us, man, right? Then that spirit that we're exhorting is going to jump on our enemies of our own nation. These are things that we have to realize. We have to be the example. We have to be that light, because all hell is breaking loose, left and right, man, right? All hell is breaking loose. These are things that we have to realize, man. Thus saith the Lord, man. Right? Realize, thus said the Lord. Right? And this is a good point. Khan, the heathens happy when this happens. Now watch, they make a law against Jake. Right? Because that's how they're going to operate. Right? They're wicked, man. Right? And they're conniving devils, man. Right? These are things that we have to realize, man. Right? It's another good point. Jake always fighting their own, but scared of the heathens. Right? And that is a slave mentality. Right? These are things that we have to realize, man. This is a straight slave mentality. Right? And we've seen this in a lot of our hometown, fam. Right? We see this stuff every single day, man, growing up in Oakland, California. I grew up in Brookfield Village, man, in East Oakland. Our people getting shot down by our own people left and right, man. Right? These are things we got to realize, man. Right? These are things that we have to realize. Right? We're living in perilous times right now. Right? We are living in perilous times right now. Because why? Because our people don't keep the commandments. Right? That is a commandment. Let's get that out real quick, man. Let me pull that. All right, let's get the book of Exodus chapter 20. Let me go there real quick. Let's go to Exodus chapter 20. I want to say verse 13. Right? Khan. This is Exodus chapter 20, verse 13. Thou shalt not kill. He didn't even have to it's just plain as day, man. Right? It's as plain as day. Right? Thou shalt not kill. But right, our people, they want to keep the commandments when it comes to Esau. They want to keep Esau's commandments. But our people don't want to keep the commandments of the Lord, man. Right? They don't want to keep the commandments of the Lord. This is why that we are cursed. These curses continue to pursue us, man. These are things that we have to realize, man. Right, now let's deal with this Kyrie situation. Let me share my screen again. Right? Let me share my screen. Now we know that Kyrie is suspended. We know that he came out posting, talking about, the posting the Hebrews to Negroes. Right? But what a lot of our people don't know, right? This is something that I actually looked into, right? That I actually taught about a very long time ago. I want to say years ago, teaching our people that you can't, that these sports and everything like that, professional sports is rigged, right? And Kyrie actually revealed that thing, right? Professional sports is rigged, right? This is choppy. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play it just for purposes. I'm gonna play it off my. Let me stop sharing my screen. Let me play it off my phone. All right, let me show you guys something. Right, dealing with professional sports being rigged. Kyrie came out earlier, right, and exposed these things, man. Right, we know that he's been known to be a conspiracy theorist before he actually came out and spoke about us being the Israelites. He was being ridiculed for talking about a conspiracy theorist, right? Which was an Edomite. Because you do have a lot of whistleblowers, which is what I call them, right? These Edomites that come out and they expose the Illuminati, they expose these secret societies, right? You got certain channels like used to be called Call for an Uprising. Now it's Call for a Judgment, right? This certain Edomite has had countless channels deleted, right? Exposing a lot of these wicked, you know what I'm saying, celebrities who are involved in witchcraft, sorcery, right? What you have to understand is that not everybody dealing with professional sports, but if you are on that top level, you're exposed to the witchcraft and sorcery dealing with professional sports because everything is ran by the Amalekites. And in order for them to keep our minds occupied in what they're doing, they are deceptive, man. Understand that Esau, that the devil means deceiver, man. And we know that Esau is the number one deceiver. So I'm gonna see if brothers can see this. Right? Let's show this real quick. All right, I'm gonna show my screen. On my screen, I'm gonna show this real quick. Hopefully brothers can see this. Right? It says Kyrie Irving drops his latest conspiracy theory after last night's performance. Right? It's all rigged. The NBA uses magnetic rims and the ball has a magnet inside. Adam Silver controls the ball with the remote at home. The NBA is coming for me. Right? Right? Now I'm led to believe that this is a true statement because I've seen whistleblowers talk about this before. Because what we have to understand, right, is that Esau is a cunning hunter, right? Which cunning means to achieve with deceit. And he has achieved by literally taking a lot of our money out of our pockets, man, right? That we have to work and slave over, right? Just to try to feed our families to go back into his sports systems, right? To be so occupied into his sports that we're not even concerned about learning who we truly are in our nationality, right? These are things we have to realize, right? Now I'm going to play this real quick, right? I want to play this real quick. Hopefully brothers can hear this, right? NBA and magnetic rims. You can literally look this stuff up. And don't think that this is a lie because you have to understand that the Most High said that he's going to remove the understanding out of the mount of Esau, that his secrets are going to be revealed, right? NBA and magnetic rims.
Hello, viewers. Today I will be covering how it appears to use a magnetic rim to ensure that the ball either goes in or doesn't go in. To start, I'll begin with a
You remember that shot by Damian Lillard?
From the
He's from Oakland.
2007 NBA playoffs.
Baron Davis can make a shot from anywhere on the court. Is it magic or is it magnets? Tiny magnets placed on the ball, ensuring a strong connection to the metal rim. Watch. And when Baron needs more magnets, Baron gets more magnets. Don't believe me? Watch the NBA playoffs and you'll see there's really no other explanation.
You see that?
Okay, the first one's Philadelphia versus Toronto. Look at the shot.
We remember
Ball
this.
bounces again, bounces to the other side.
That Kawhi
drops
Leonard
in.
shot.
That's not natural. Ball bounces up. It's not going to bounce to the other side of the rim after, not on the first bounce, the second bounce, and then goes to the other side of the rim and then drops inside. It's just not natural.
Is it magic or is it magnets?
Okay, another game winner. Look at the shot. Okay, I'll slow it down. It's hard to see. He takes the shot. It's the ball sailing. It's all short.
It
And
is
then you can
short.
see right about here, the ball pulls out and then it goes in. You know what's coming next, folks.
Is it magic or is it magnets?
This one is absolutely ridiculous. It's actually the one that woke me up to the magnet hoax with the NBA. Just watch this guy take the shot. I don't think he's ever touched a basketball until this point in his life. Look at the shot. Takes it. It gets stuck.
Wow.
Really? Have you ever seen that in your life?
That's too
You
much
know what's
pressure.
coming.
Is it magic or is it magnets?
This is another one that's absolutely ridiculous. I've never seen this in my life, even playing with flat basketballs in my backyard. Just never seen this before. The ball gets stuck to the front of the rim. Really?
Is it magic or is it magnets?
This one is Zion Williamson from his debut where he scored 22 points. Note that no one is covering him. Takes the shot. Looks short to me, but it still goes in. Again, you can see it when it looks like it's going to drop and it gets pulled a little
Right.
bit. I don't know about you. That sure looks pretty fake to me. You know what I'm cutting to right now.
Is it magic or is it magnets?
Another Zion Williamson one. Again, Zion is not covered at all. And he takes the shot. It looks like it's going to the right, and then it
Yep.
pulls to the left and goes in the hoop. I'll play it again in slow-mo so you can see it. Ball looks like it's going to the right, pulls to the left, goes in for a swish. That looks pretty fake to me.
Is it magic or is it magnets?
Okay, this one is a fan. He misses the layup for $10. That's pretty bad. He takes a free throw for 100, and he's gonna airball the free throw. That's pretty bad, airballing a free throw. Bro, I did that in like 5th grade. He takes a 3-point shot and airballs it by a mile. He wasn't even close. So I mean, that ain't gonna help. You need to at least get it somewhat close to the rim for the magnet to work. He
Right.
goes for the half-court shot. And, hey, he's dribbling. I don't think this guy's ever touched a basketball until this point. And look at that. He makes the half-court shot. Do you believe that? The guy that airballed a free throw makes a half-court shot on the first try? I don't think so. And you know what I always say.
Is it magic or is it magnets?
Well, that about covers it for this video. Thanks for
You
watching.
see that?
And I could make
You see that? These are things that we got to realize, right? This is Esau coming up with this sorcery to push a certain agenda. And then you have certain sports stars, right? Especially dealing with the NBA, right? Even with, especially dealing with the NBA that have made an alliance and assigned their souls to the wicked demon Satan, to where that this magnet, when they shoot, right, they make sure that the ball goes in, that they make sure that that magnet is actually operating and it goes in. I'm gonna keep it 100, man. Not to knock our people, man, right? But you really think that Steph Curry really shoots the ball like that? No, man. Shooting these half-court shots in the middle of the game. No, he's got an allegiance, to the wicked demon Satan as well. And it's not dealing with every single NBA player. I personally know an NBA player who played 15 years in the league and retired, right? That's from this state. Came up in the same church, but he was never on that level, right? Number 2 overall draft pick. Had talent just like LeBron and everybody else and was taller than him, but didn't sign his soul. So he was never put on that magnet was never turned on, right? This is what Kyrie is exposing, right? And it's going to be more exposure that's going to come because Esau's secrets are being revealed, right? Now, whether you believe that or not, what you have to understand is that you can't be fooled by Esau's devices, man. This stuff, right, is in the scriptures, right? Let me share my screen, right? Let me share my screen, right? Let me share my screen because they have to make a certain amount of money, y'all. They know that people is tapped into the playoffs, so they keep this stuff interesting, man, right? A lot of these shots that we see that's being took nowadays, man, it's just madness. Let's just keep it real, right? It's straight madness, right? Salakia, 1 second. Salakia. All right, let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Salakia. All right, let's get the book of First Maccabees, right? Let's get the book of First Maccabees, because everything is not innocent, man, right? Everything, this earth is given into the hands of the wicked, which means that everything that they have their hands on dealing with this earth is wickedness, man. And our people are involved in these things, right? Let's get the book of First Maccabees chapter 1, right? Let's get the book of First Maccabees chapter 1. Let's start at verse 11, right? Dealing with the Greeks. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many. And you got a lot of wicked athletes who's persuaded a lot of our people to think that they're just that talented, right? And they said, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow, right? You got a lot of, our own people that have made a covenant with the Amalekites, with Amalek, to be placed on a certain pedestal dealing with, the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, all these professional sports, even dealing with music, right? Even dealing with music. All praises, brother just sent me this, man. I'm going to show this. The water, mighty brother Caleb from WFI Baltimore, right? Just sent me something, right? I'm going to share that as well, right? So this device pleased them well, because once a lot of these athletes, they make a deal with the wicked demon Satan, and then then they get these riches, and then now they're doing everything that Satan is asking them to do, right? And of course that device is going to please them well, because the device is hitting them with all the money that they've earned from trafficking us, which what we see in Ezekiel 28. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them what? License to do after the ordinances of the heathen, right? So you make a covenant with the heathen, then they give you a license to go ahead and partake in the things that they have set up. And what did they do? Verse 14, whereupon they built a place of what? Of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen, right? And made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief, right? And what is that? They built a place of exercise. That's dealing with these coliseums. That's dealing with like your modern day arenas, right? Has we seen that NBA has a magnet on the basketball that forces the ball to go to the hoop. There's a magnet on the actual rim as well, right? And Esau's the one that controls that thing. He decides when he wants to turn that magnet on and when he wants to turn that magnet off, to create the superstars that he wants to create that are willing to make a covenant with them to further push an agenda. And that's any type of agenda, right? You had that old not cartoon. You had that old commercial, right? I don't know if brothers remember. There was an old commercial right before Obama came into office. I think Obama was actually in office. He just got sworn in. Then they had this NBA commercial with Dwayne Wade, and and we seen how he's turned out, right? Got his son, walking around, calling himself Zaza, man, right? Because he done smoked that Zaza, right? Then you had Kobe Bryant, You had all the so-called quote unquote top, right? LeBron James. You had all the so-called quote unquote top basketball players do a commercial and say that, oh, you can't use the word G-A-Y, right? That's not cool. You can't use the word quote unquote happy in that form. That's not cool. Promoting sodomy, right? These are things we have to realize. Promoting sodomy, right? So why? Because because they made a covenant with the heathen to partake of their ordinances and built and in the place of exercise. And why was this built at Jerusalem? Because a lot of our people were there, right? These are part of Satan's devices, man, right? Our people literally go after the ways of Esau, right? These are things we got to realize, man, right? We can't be blinded by Satan's devices. Let's get that classic real quick. You can't be thinking that everything that you see is literal when you're dealing with Esau. No, man, he's the wicked the Bible speaks of. He's a deceiver, which means everything he does is to deceive our people, man. And he's very good at it because the Lord gave him the fatness of the earth to be able to do that, according to Genesis, right? Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 2. Let's start at verse 11, the classic. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We can't be ignorant of the devices of Satan, man. Right? Then that's how he takes advantage of us. He takes advantage of our money, right? Things of that nature. Hey, when I was growing up, man, like, to be real, like, yeah, I knew I could sing, but growing up in Oakland, California, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I like, you either hoop, play football, sell dope, or gang bang, right? So I wanted to be in the NBA, right? And that was, quote unquote, my first hobby, or what they would call your first love, right? Because I was ignorant at one point by watching the NBA, just being, oh, I want to be like Mike, or I want to be like Kobe, or I want to be like AI, right? These are devices that Satan set up for us, right? So that we're ignorant, thinking that that's the only way, that is the key to success. Not even letting us know that, and this is why everybody can't make the league, man, right? Because this is still ran by the wicked demon Satan. You still have to answer to your handler. You still have to answer to your boss. There's no way that a Jake and an Eve can get paid that much money without making some type of oath or covenant with the wicked demon Satan, which is why Christ said that it's impossible for a rich man to enter into the kingdom. It's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle. So we can't be ignorant of these devices when these signs are actually placed right in front of us. Because us as Israelites, we need a sign, right? We need a sign as Israelites, man. And these are signs that are given to us because we're living in the last days, man. Right? But our people, they get these gifts and then they don't want to sit there and read these signs. Even dealing with our own people who may not even be in the NBA or these professional sports, they're so intrigued by the entertainment thereof, right, that it destroys their heart, right? Let's get this real quick. Let's get that classic real quick. Got a few more. Let's get that classic. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 7. All right, let's start at verse 7. Surely, it says, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart, right? When we see our brothers getting shot down, man, in colleges, right? That's oppression, right? When the so-called white man is the one who has administered these weapons of mass destruction, man, in our communities and got us killing each other, not giving us the same opportunities. If you're wise, it should make you upset. But they give us these gifts to destroy our hearts. They give us these gifts to make us not even think about the reality. And we can't allow a gift to destroy us. We have to stay occupied in prophecy, stay occupied in what's going on as men of the Lord, man. Right? They give us these gifts like money. Right? Let's get the book of 1 Timothy, right? The classic book of 1 Timothy chapter 6. They give us these gifts like money, right? This is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. You see that? It says the love of money is the root of all evil. Not that money is the root of all evil, the love of it. Because then it becomes your commandment. It becomes your law. We learned that love is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. What commandments are you going to keep? Are you going to keep the commandments of the Most High Yahweh or the commandments of Esau? Right? Who says, here, let me give you all this money and then you do what I tell you to do. Right? Now, the brother brought this out. Right? I'm going to pull this up. Right? The brother just sent me this. Right? The brother, mighty brother Caleb, man, from WFI Baltimore. Right? LeBron James. Matter of fact, let's play this real quick, man. Let's see if I can rewind. Look at this. Here you got LeBron hugging the rabbi, man. LeBron receives blessing from a rabbi. When did the Lord say that as an Israelite, God's chosen people, the best people on earth, that you got to go get love from these devils, man? I'm tapping them. Keep it going. That's what he's doing as he's tapping them on the chest. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing, boy. That's right. Dance for me. Sing for me. Jump for me. Dunk for me. Keep doing what you're doing, boy. You see that? These are things we got to realize, man. Right? And I seen this one too, King. I'm glad you sent me this. Because what you got to realize is that a lot of these celebrities and these athletes, man, right, are sodomites undercover, right? Because they made a covenant with the wicked, right? You seen Dwayne Wade. It's straight sodomite, man, right? Dennis Rodman, sodomites, right? Even dealing with damn LeBron James, right? And Maverick Carter. Check how they was dancing, right? This was actually at Draymond Green's wedding, right? Check this out. Right? Check this out, man. Watch how they hug each other. I remember this. Look at this. Look at this. Amongst their enemies, holding hand in hand. Actually, there's another clip where they actually hold each other, but you see they're surrounded by the small hat community, man. They're surrounded, right? Look like somebody took off Mickey Mouse's ears and put it on top of somebody, like one of Mickey Mouse's ears and then put it on top of their head. Look at that. Just happy as they can be. You think he's worried about our people getting shot down, man, in colleges? You think he's worried about our people being oppressed? Right? We got the brother, there we go, bro. My brother. Barzawar from Barzawar Judah, man, mighty brother from WFI Bay Area just sent me this, right? Hey, man, this stuff is available, man, right? Look at this. Y'all seen that. Look at that. In that progressive commercial, man. That's madness, man. Straight sodomy, man. Right? And our people want to follow that. These are the type of people that make covenants with the heathen, right? To push an agenda, knowing that this whole thing is rigged in the first place. And they're not going to say anything, right? Like, I feel you, man. It is yuck, right? That's the type of spirit that we got to, this is yuck. You see that? That's nasty, man. Right? That is straight madness, man. And I wouldn't be surprised if his boys come right after him, man, with that, man. These are things we got to realize, man. We can't be blinded by Esau's devices, man. Right? Let's get the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28. real quick. Let me get a few more. Let me share my screen. Right, let's get the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28. Bear with me. Let's get the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28. All right, Esau's smart, but the Most High is taking, he's revealing this thing in these last days. We got to realize that, man. Right? And it's our job as men of the Lord to stay occupied in what's going on so that we can wake up our people out of this madness. Right? This is Ezekiel chapter 28. Let's start at verse 3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. See, the Most High said that the so-called white man at one point is wiser than Daniel. Even right now, he's still wiser than Daniel. He can put a magnet in a basketball and put a magnet on the rim and control whose shot's going to go in so that he can control who's going to make that allegiance and make that covenant with him to push their agenda, right? With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten what? Riches. And this is wisdom and understanding on the left-hand side, not wisdom and understanding on the right-hand side. Right? So they've gotten their riches by wickedness, man. And what does it say? And has gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. By thy great wisdom and by thy what? By thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. The only reason why they even have this amount of money to offer our people to commit these wicked acts, right? To masquerade like this is a real NBA game or real sports, right? It's because they've trafficked us, man. They sold us in slavery, man. They've raped, robbed, and murdered and pillaged our people to get their riches increased. And their heart is lifted up because of thy riches, to where you see that nasty Amalekite tapping LeBron James on his chest. Good job, so-called nigger. Right? That's what he's doing. Right? These are things we got to realize, man. Right? So we can't be blinded by Esau's devices, man. But all praise to the Most High that the Most High is actually revealing these things in these last days, right? Through the minds, you know what I'm saying, through the spirits, you know what I'm saying, of these celebrities like Kyrie to come out and bring stuff out, bring this stuff out, man. Right? Let me get two more. Let's go to the book of Obadiah. All right, let's get the book of Obadiah, chapter 1. All right, the judgment of Esau. This is Obadiah, chapter 1, verse. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise man out of Edom and understanding out of the mount of Esau? See, the Most High is removing that wisdom that he had on the left-hand side to gain his riches. He's removing that from him, which is why we're seeing the downfall of America, aka Babylon the Great. And he's removing the understanding out of him. See, Esau had no understanding when he decided to create the internet and put all this information on there. Oh, it's going to be great. We're going to make a lot of money on there. But guess what? Us as Israelites, we're visual learners, right? And now we're seeing visually to people. I mean, visually, are people getting shot down, right? Now we're seeing visually, right, these celebrities coming out and exposing these things that are of our own stock, right? See, the Most High removed that understanding out of him, because if he had any type of understanding, he wouldn't have put out the internet, right? Why is he doing that? Verse 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So this is all set up for Esau to be cut off forever in the Lord's kingdom, right? So it's our job as men of the Lord to warn our people, right? Let me get this one last one. Let's go to Proverbs. But our people, they want to sit there and hold on to the ways of Babylon the Great. they feel like they're going to be missing out. You're not missing out on anything. It's time for you to repent, return to your heritage and nationality. It's time for you to keep your mind occupied on prophecies, to keep your mind occupied on these end times that we're living in, so that you are not caught up. This is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. So when, you know what I'm saying, like you had a lot of brothers that was hard, that was, you know, they had a hard time trying to boycott the NBA when Kyrie was suspended, man. Right? It shows you how separate we are as a people, man, and how we got to come together. And the Lord said, don't envy the oppressor. Don't envy what he has, man. Don't choose none of his ways. Right? And this is the type of spirit that we have to have in these last days. We have to stand up against the workers of iniquity, thus saith the Lord, man. Right? These are things that we have to realize. Right? All praise to the Most High, man. And with that, I'm giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. By Shibba Moshiach, coming like I was shy. I want to say shalom out to everybody that was on the live chat. Mina, Israel, Benjamin, Israel, Father Pat, right? Carlos Dexter, Bazara, Judah, right? Who else we had on here, man? Natnel, Barhana, right? Thafala, Yahuda, Yah Yisrael, Shalom, Shalom, Yafaye, Israel, right? Lahama, I think I said that already. Hebrew daughter, my sister, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. Ancients knew, why don't we? Right? Shalom, King, Shalom, right? Carlos Dexter, right? And everybody else that was chimed in, man. Right? Shalom, Shalom. Press Park 504, right? And shalom to all the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, man. Right? We living in these last days. We got to reveal what's going on, man, and stay occupied in prophecy, right? Also, go check out, I just put out a new music video. It's on the WFI Seattle page, right? Called Cold Cuts. Go check that out, right? And got an album coming out soon, man. Jacob's Trouble. Be on the lookout for that as well, right? We got to put out, we got to sit there. We got to wake up our people any shape, way, possible form that we possibly can do, man. Right? Thus saith the Lord. So with that, giving all praises again to the Most High Yahweh by Hashem HaMashiach coming like Yahweh Shai. I want to end this with a huge Kwam Yasharallah. Kwam Yasharallah.